Anita Taylor lived with her husband Larry and their 18-month-old son Aaron. Their home was located at 415 Ludlow Avenue in Springfield, Ohio. The couple were renting their home but decided they'd like to become homeowners, so Anita decided it was time for her to look for work. She applied for a position at Springfield Public Finance. She was totally underqualified for the position, and many who were qualified also applied, but somehow Anita was chosen for the job by the man who would be her supervisor. Anita mentioned something strange to her mother on several occasions. After work, her supervisor started following her home at night, supposedly for her safety. On October 28, 1966, Anita returned home from work, and with her baby by her side, she started doing laundry. Anita was always very careful to keep the doors of the home locked, but that night someone made entry into the residence. There was no forced entry, so it's possible Anita knew her visitor and let him inside. What happened next is unknown, but what is known is that Larry returned from work around 1:30 a.m. The door was locked, but he heard moaning inside. He gained entry and rushed upstairs to find Anita laying in a pool of blood, basically nude and clinging to life. The perpetrator had crushed her throat with his foot, leaving Anita slowly drowning in her own blood. She tried to speak, but was so badly injured that Larry couldn't make out the words. Their 18-month-old son Aaron was in his crib, covered from head to toe in bruises with a shattered left leg. The pair was rushed to the hospital where Anita was pronounced dead on October 29th, and baby Aaron survived but spent weeks in the hospital recovering. It is said he cried for his mother in the ambulance that night. Anita was only 20 years old. Aaron now believes he was used as a tool to make his mother submissive to the perpetrator, and most likely that is what happened since Aaron wasn't killed, but instead was placed in his crib. Aaron ended up being raised by his grandparents, but on his 13th birthday, he was tragically informed that his father had died that morning in a motorcycle accident. Aaron had seen his share of pain and heartache, but today he uses all that he's been through to fuel his need of finding his mom's killer. He has a website where you can learn about the case and report any leads you may have. It is www.taylorcase.com. On his site, he lists what is known about that fateful night. The crime occurred on October 28th between 7:30 p.m. and 1:30 a.m. on October 9th. There was no forced entry. Anita was found on the bedroom floor, barely breathing. A pop bottle was thought to be used as the weapon, but also the hands and feet as well. Anita's throat was crushed by the perpetrator's foot. A bloody footprint was found that was between a size 8.5 or 9. The back door was open, and a partial fingerprint was found on a light bulb on the back porch. DNA evidence is currently being tested with modern technology. They were able to rule out Larry with the DNA evidence so far. Now let's discuss this case for a minute. I know you are all probably thinking what I'm thinking, and that is that the supervisor seems very suspect at this point. But I would have to imagine that the police thoroughly looked into him, but maybe he hasn't been ruled out, I don't know. But my thing is, if he followed her home regularly, why pick that day to brutalize her? Whoever this was had no weapon but a pop bottle, so they likely didn't plan this to go down that night. I have no idea how busy their street was, and if she kept her blinds open or not, but I would think somebody passing by could have seen an attractive woman in the home and decided to attack her right then and there, like impulsively. But more than likely, someone was following her or knew her routine, because how would they know her husband wasn't home and that she was in fact home alone unless they actually witnessed her arriving at her house, seeing that it was an empty house, and then her arriving from work? That would be the only way they would know for sure that she was by herself. But the fact that there wasn't forced entry makes it seem like she did let someone in that she knew. So what do you guys think? Was this someone she knew? Was it a stranger who impulsively reacted? And what makes you feel the way that you feel about this? Let me know. Okay, that's it for today. Make sure you guys visit Aaron's website so you can read more about his story. If you have any tips or ideas about this case, report them on his website or call the Springfield Police Department. As always, leave a comment. And if you know any interesting stories that happened in Ohio, feel free to share them with me. Thanks.